Hello, and welcome to Morter Wellness Center, where our goal is to help you and your family live a happy, healthy, and pain-free life. My name is Dr. Ted Morter IV. This is my wife, Dr. Katy Morter, and our son, Max. And we're happy that you're here and watching this video today because there's a couple key points that we want you to understand and why we're here speaking with you today. Number one is that your body is designed to heal on its own. It's meant to do that. And if it's not doing that, there's a reason why. So we got to figure out what that is. Hello, my name is Dr. Ted Morter IV, and I'm one of 14 doctors in my family, third generation chiropractor. And I want to talk just a bit about the history of my family. My grandfather was the developer and creator of a core technique that we use here in the office, which is called B.E.S.T technique. B.E.S.T stands for Bio Energetic Synchronization Technique, and it puts the focus on the mind and body connection because our thoughts, although are untouchable, this intangible thing, are very real. They create chemical cascades in our body. They create tension in our muscles, and they assist in our ability to either heal or to just get sicker. So our focus here in the clinic is not only on your physical body and the pain and symptoms that you have, but how the brain and body, or more importantly, how the mind and your thoughts influence what your physical body is doing. Because if we want to create health in your life and you want to achieve all of the health goals that you have to bring your mind into the picture. First, as we begin, I want you to understand a difference between a holistic approach, looking at the entire body, versus something that we might think of more as a traditional medical approach. They really begin from a different philosophical place to start off with and then go in different directions from that very beginning. So I want to touch on this idea. In medicine, the belief is that better living happens through better chemistry. That if we can stimulate the body from the outside, then we can manage people's symptoms and allow them to feel better. On the other side of that coin, in a holistic approach, we recognize that healing never comes from outside of the body, that it always comes from within. And so our focus is to work with the body's own inner laws and natural innate potential so that we can achieve true health, which comes from the inside out. A great example of this is the development of a child in the womb. The mother is not in charge of that, the baby's not in charge of that, and thank goodness the dad isn't in charge of it. But there's something there, there's a presence, there is an original design, and that perfection guides the expression of that baby from one cell to divide into 2 cells, into 4, 8, 16. Then all of a sudden it says that these cells are the heart, and these ones over here are the lungs, and these are the toes, but these other ones are the toenails. It's a miracle that we're alive. And I don't care how smart you are, how many books you've read, how many degrees you got, you can't go into the laboratory and make a baby. You just can't do it because it's under the guidance of this perfection that is with us that we're able to develop and become healthy and happy. And I want you to understand that perfection that we're made in the image of, it didn't leave us when we were born. It's intact inside of you 100% right now. So what we've got to do is get you connected with that. If you're not expressing your true healing potential, it's because something is interfering at a deeper level, and that's our goal, is to locate and remove those things that are holding you back, those things preventing you from achieving your goals, your dreams, your health objectives, maybe your dynamic relationships, whatever it may be. The same mojo that gets us healthy is the same thing that makes us happy and makes us successful. The 6 essentials are key areas in our daily life where we get to make choices. This is the way that we choose to show up to our life. And if we don't have focus around these 6 key areas, sometimes we miss the boat. We may begin to make progress in our treatment. We may begin to feel better in our daily life, but we find something holds us back for some reason. So we're going to take a look at these 6 key areas that we call the 6 essentials. The 6 essentials are what you eat, drink, exercise, rest, breathe, and most importantly of all, what you think. Sometimes I think this one's even more important than all the other 5 combined, because these are the areas that we get to make choices every day. And our choices are a perfect expression of where our life is at. If we don't like where we're at today, it's a perfect reflection of the choices that we've made from the previous days. So if we want to go somewhere different and show up to our life in a different version of who we are, we're going to have to make some different choices. Our regular treatment times are roughly around 10 minutes. So that's not a lot of time that you spend here in our office. The rest of the time you're out there in the world doing life and living life. So we have to work together to help you make some different decisions so that your life can be different tomorrow than it is today, and different in 5 years than it was from 5 years ago.
Hi, my name's Dr. Katy Morter, and my story's a little bit different than Dr. Ted's. In fact, it was a headache that led me to sit here today, right here. And it started when I was on my way to following my family's footsteps and going to osteopathic school. And I had a headache, and my aunt said, well, instead of taking 2 ibuprofen like the bottle says, take 3. Because it'll get rid of the headache faster and you won't have to take more of it. And the drug companies, they tell you to because it'll go away for a little while and then it'll come back. So you have to take more and more and more and spend more and more and more money on ibuprofen. Well, I knew that a headache wasn't caused by an ibuprofen deficiency, so that didn't really jive well with me, and I chose a different path. Flash forward 10, 12 years later, and I had had a job sitting at a desk, day in, day out, 12 years of sitting at a desk in front of a computer. And I got another headache. And this headache was so bad that even taking the ibuprofen that my aunt recommended years and years before didn't help. Yoga didn't help. Massage didn't help. Nothing helped. But a friend recommended that I go to see his chiropractor. And that helped. And it helped probably about 85%. Then, after I went to chiropractic school, because I decided I need to do this. This is what I'm destined to do. I met a doctor who adjusted the very top bone in my spine, and that got rid of that residual headache, this tightness that I had right here, for every day, for years. I thought I had to live with it, but it was gone. And so that moment, I decided I want to do that. And that technique, which is an upper cervical specific technique, this being the upper cervical area of your spine, is one of our core techniques here at Morter Health Center. What we're going to do now is talk about what's happening between the mind and the body that are causing a lot of the symptoms that you might be experiencing on a daily basis. And we're going to do this by delving into a little bit of neurology. So I'm going to do a drawing for you that explains everything. You know, a picture's worth 1,000 words. So this is your brain, and this is your spinal cord. And Dr. Ted and I are chiropractors, and what chiropractic does is improve the information that's coming to and from the brain. Every cell of your body is connected to your brain via your nerves, and that information travels up the spinal cord into the brain and back and forth. And this happens thousands, maybe millions of times a day. We look at this a little bit differently. We're taking the camera lens back to look at the whole body and how the whole body is functioning. So here's your brain and your spinal cord, and we're going to divide it into 2 parts. We'll call it the conscious mind, or the conscious brain, and the subconscious brain. Now, the conscious brain is where you think, where you make decisions, where you make choices. Like, this is where I like to eat tacos. The subconscious brain is what's really running the show. It is what is in control of your body. It decides how quickly your heart needs to beat, how quickly your breath needs to be. It tells the kidneys how quickly to filter, the liver how to function. It's really just the general that is controlling all of the troops of your body. The brain is coordinating all of this, and the subconscious brain is what is doing it below your consciousness, below your thinking. That's why we're calling it the subconscious. Now, we divide the subconscious brain into two parts, part of what's called the autonomic or automatic nervous system. Now, this is how this works. If information comes in, and we'll say that you're seeing information. So here's your eye. And so let's say you're out walking around one day, out in the woods. It's a beautiful day. The sun's shining, the wind's blowing. It's just perfect. And you see a bear. You see the bear. So this image of the bear goes back into your brain, back into your memory banks, where your brain tells your body, bear, we run. So this puts us into what is called the fight or flight mode. This is where the heart rate elevates, the breathing gets faster and shallower, digestion shuts down because the fight or flight response is just designed to keep you alive for 1 second longer, to get away from that bear. And so digesting your food properly is not really important when you need to get away from the bear. Does that make sense? It's going to make even more sense later. When you get away from the bear, when you look around and you see no bear, your eyes see no bear, the same image goes back into the memory banks and your body can relax. We can go what's called the healing mode or the parasympathetic mode. Most people have heard about the fight or flight. Most people know that this is stress. They don't know about the healing mode. They don't know about the parasympathetic mode. This is where our breathing is nice and relaxed. Our heart rate is nice and low. Our blood pressure is low. Digestion is fantastic. This is where we live and grow and thrive. The problem is that the way we live life today, there's a lot of bears out there. There's financial bears, maybe relationship bears, maybe kid bears, baby bears, or mama bears, or work bears, traffic bears, grocery store bears, husband bears, wife bears. We got a lot of bears out there. And those bears keeps the body stuck in this stress state. When the body's in this stress state, healing can't take place. Not as efficiently as it does when we're over here. And when we're stuck over here, this is the stress. This is the stress that scientific studies now show is the cause of heart disease, the cause of high blood pressure, the cause of cancer in many cases. It's this. And these are all based on the bears in our life. What are the things that we do every day or that happen to us every day that put us over here? Well, one are our thoughts. And at our practice, we use the B.E.S.T method to deal with how your thoughts and memories and emotions can keep you trapped over here. When you're trapped over here, what happens? Things like high blood pressure, tight muscles, headaches, backaches, can all happen because of the way that we have thought or are thinking now. And we use the B.E.S.T method to identify patterns in the body that keep you trapped over here. What else can keep you over here? Well, your body. We use mind-body techniques because you are a whole person. You are a mind and you are a body. And so we need to address both in order to get you as healthy and happy as you possibly can be. So things like, remember that atlas, so that top bone in the spine that I had adjusted that got rid of my headaches once and for all? That's right here. Put it right here. It's at the juncture between the spine and the brain, a very important part of the brain called the brainstem, where this subconscious brain is kept. When that's out of alignment, when this bone is out of alignment, It can cause symptoms throughout the body. It can cause foot pain. Just by adjusting this bone can get rid of foot pain. It can cause problems with digestion. Any of the things that are going wrong with your body, there's a host of reasons why that can be the case. Oftentimes when we take care of either the thoughts or the atlas, those issues go away. But we do use other techniques to address the rest of the body, because any misalignment in the spine or in any of the joints, be it fingers, your toes, your feet, your ankles, your shoulders, can cause this. Because you want a balanced body. And a balanced body is an aligned body, where the muscles and the nerves are all perfect. Perfect in their alignment, perfect in their tonicity, perfect in their firing. And when that happens, we're here. We're here. We're in the healing mode. So to address the rest of the body, when we need to, we use other different gentle techniques like the activator and sacro-occipital technique or cranial adjusting. All of these help us give you a very personalized, individual treatment every single time you come in here. It's never the same thing twice.
We'd like to say thank you for spending a little bit of time with us today and allowing us to explain what it is that we do and how we can help you. To get some more information, visit our website at www.morterwellness.com or call our office at 479-202-4345. We're always happy to sit down with somebody and go through a consultation. There's no charge to do that. We get an opportunity to learn a bit more about you and your specific history and to see if the things that we do could be a good fit for you. So again, please call our office, 479-202-4345, and schedule your free 30-minute consultation with either myself or Dr. Katy. We look forward to seeing you soon.